And hello again, my friends. We're in the final stretch now with Chapter 21, just 6 chapters left to go. I know it doesn't look like much, but 21 is actually a bit of a breeze, the only big threat being the Dragon Knight Squadron to the south. Aside from that, it's just a plain seas. No straining side objectives, no valuable items you have to steal convolutedly, no bullshit Uber reinforcements. Well, actually, all of those are only mostly true. Stupid 776 always resisting simplicity. Anyway, as I previously said, there are a lot of Ballista here. 11 in total, and more than any map in the game. You got normal ones, iron ones, and a new kind just for this chapter. Poison Ballista, as if this game didn't hate you enough already. But joke's on 776, because these Poison Ballista are pathetic. They only have 10 might and 50 hit, compared to the regular's 15 might and 75 hit. These new ones are a wasted effort, but don't celebrate too hard, intelligence systems may be listening. So, as I said, the only big concerns are the Dragon Knights, and that's because every single one has prayer for some reason, in addition to Horse Slayers. Killing any of them without some form of brave weapon or awareness is a losing prospect, so hopefully you stole the manual from Konomor and gave it to someone good, or failing that, you can send Merida if she has any uses left on her special sword. I suppose you could also use Trude, but that would mean you were using Trude. Besides that, the priest south of the bishop boss has a sleep staff, so you'll want to silence him immediately. And the boss carries a blizzard, so be careful sending anyone down. Thankfully, Flaus can be captured, and you'll probably want that blizzard for later. There is also one side objective. Sending Lenoan to the church in the top right will trigger her promotion to Sage. It's the only other story-based promotion, and you cannot promote her any other way. If someone else visits the church, you'll just get a single holy water, so make sure only Lenoan goes there. As for more optional stuff, the vendor here sells wind tomes. Overpowered. By now you should have a good amount of money, so I definitely buy some. You won't get another chance to get wind, period. And finally, for reinforcements, you get soldiers on the 2 forts here from turn 2 to 7, a smattering of promoted cavalry on the right flank here from turn 6 to 10, and more rewarping dark mages on the landlocked cliffside from turn 7 to 10. And lastly, there is a guide-in after this chapter. As previously mentioned from chapter 19, you need to have at least 1 unit captured to access it. So, if you still haven't done that, just send an unarmed rando into the Dragon Knights to be captured and taken off map, making sure they aren't killed by the Ballista beforehand. So yeah, seems pretty straightforward, eh? Let's get into it. Before we start, you'll be greeted by the presence of a new unit. Another returning, advancing, recruitable unit from Genealogy, Anna's sister Delma, who joins from the start if he is still alive. Huh, Delma is another Forest Knight with 5 PCC? That's just like Fergus. They also have the same blonde hair. Oh, it's just a coincidence. Delma is a fine cavalryman, though his joining could be better. A sword's 5 PCC and charisma are nothing to sneeze at though, but by this point his stats could probably use some help. He also brings a unique weapon, the Bayo Sword, a kill edge with twice the power, yet a higher weight. It also gives the holder Wrath and Ambush, though the later cancels the former. And Fergus can also use the sword? It's a coincidence, I swear! Anyway, if you're aiming to get this chapter done efficiently, you should split your forces due south and east, making sure Lenoan is in the east group so she can get to the church. Aside from her, bring whatever units you feel like you might need, and go nuts. If you're going to the guide, nearly everyone will get a free chapter's breather, so don't worry about fatigue. I really do hope you have someone with awareness for the Dragon Knight boss, by the way, as that 14 luck basically gives him an additional 52% evade against lethal hits, but thankfully the Killer Lance can be nullified with a Crusader scroll. The only other threatening enemies are the cavalry reinforcements from the east and the bishop boss holding a blizzard tome. You can block the former with units on their spawn spaces, but Flaus is a different story. Since Thrones blocks status ailments, he's probably going to get 1 or 2 casts of blizzard off before you can take him out in some way. So take advantage of your new charisma user in the forest to get in safely. If you can, I'd definitely capture him too. Not only can you use blizzard yourself with Asshole or a later character, but Flaus also has a fortify staff. You can never have too many of those. Once he's dealt with, you can have Leaf capture the throne to move on to the next chapter. Just make sure you've had Lenoan visit the church beforehand to get a promotion, and you're golden. Next time on Chapter 21X, the only non-Fog of War Gaiden chapter, and what could be interpreted as a nice throwback to Chapter 4 of all levels. See you then, and have a nice day.